Hello, English learners, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
How are you, Erica?
Marco, I'm doing really well today.
You excited?
We've got a great lesson for everyone.
Yes, we have a really common situation where we're going to use real English, right?
Yep, everyday English, English that people really use.
And that's what we want you to learn. What are we talking about today specifically?
Today we have a really common situation that is a little bit embarrassing.
All right, an embarrassing situation. So let's listen to the dialogue for the first time, and it's going to be kind of fast.
Yeah, but don't worry if you don't understand everything, because after 10 minutes, you'll understand everything.
Perfect. All right, let's listen.
Nick, how's it going?
Oh, hey.
What are you doing in this neighborhood? Do you live around here?
Actually, my office is right around the corner.
It was great to meet you last week at the conference. I really enjoyed our conversation about foreign investment.
Yeah, it was really interesting. You know, I'm in a bit of a hurry, but here's my card. We should definitely meet up again and continue our discussion.
Sure, you still have my contact details, right?
You know what? This is really embarrassing, but your name has just slipped my mind. Can you remind me?
Sure. My name is Anna Ferris. Don't worry about it. It happens to me all the time. I'm terrible with names, too.
Wow, Nick forgot her name.
Yeah, that's happened to me a couple of times, and I'm going to tell you about it a little bit later.
Okay, all right, well, let's start with our 3 language takeaways.
Language takeaway.
So our first word on our language takeaway is in a bit of a hurry.
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 So Nick was in a hurry.
Yeah, that's right. This is a great phrase. So let's listen to 3 examples of how you can use this phrase.
Example 1.
Can you drive faster? I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Example 2.
I can't talk right now. I'm in a bit of a hurry.
Example 3.
I'm in a bit of a hurry, so I'll check these files later.
Okay, so it's clear now. Basically, it means that you don't have time.
You're moving really quickly.
Okay, perfect. Now let's look at our second language takeaway word, and it's contact details.
Contact details.
Contact details.
Contact details.
So what are your contact details?
Basically, this is the information you can find on your business card.
All right, so we have like our name, our telephone number,
Your email address, perhaps your mobile phone number.
so all the useful information so people can get in touch with you.
Yeah, so people can phone you or email you. Okay, so contact details.
Great. Okay, so our third word is slipped my mind.
Slipped my mind.
Slipped my mind.
Slipped my mind.
So this is a funny phrase. It's kind of strange, right?
Yeah, slipped my mind. It sounds very weird.
Exactly.
Okay, so now we're going to listen to 2 examples of this phrase. Try and see if you can figure out what it means.
Example 1.
I'm sorry I forgot to respond to your email. It just slipped my mind.
Example 2.
Don't you know what day it is today?
Oh, it's your birthday. It completely slipped my mind.
So slipped my mind is like, I forgot.
You forgot something.
So,
Accidentally.
right.
Okay, great. Now it's time for putting it together.
Putting it together.
All right, Erica, why don't you tell our listeners what putting it together is?
Well, putting it together helps you put language together. It helps you be more fluent by knowing how words fit together.
Great, so let's look at our first phrase today. And it's around here.
Around here.
Around here.
Around here. So this is like close by.
Close
right?
by, right?
Yeah.
I can say, for example, is there a bank around here?
Yeah. So that's, is there a bank close to here?
Exactly.
Now, this phrase around here, we can change it a little bit and it means something a little bit different.
Right.
I could say, Marco, there's a great restaurant right around the corner.
Right. And that would mean there is a great restaurant on the other street.
Yep.
Or around the corner.
Yep.
Great. Or we have another example. We can say around there.
Around there.
Right. So, for example, I can say, Los Angeles is a great city. I used to live around there.
So you used to live near Los Angeles.
Exactly.
All right.
It's a really good phrase and it's really common.
Yeah. Now our next phrase in putting it together is terrible with.
Terrible with.
Terrible with.
Terrible with. So we have a couple of examples that will show you how this phrase works.
Example 1. You're terrible with numbers. You can't even remember your own telephone number. Example 2.
I'm terrible with directions. I'm always getting lost.
Example 3. I'm terrible with faces. I can never remember what people look like.
Wow, I understand that. I'm also terrible with numbers. I can barely add 2 plus 2.
Well, yeah, I guess not everyone is a numbers person.
Yeah.
I'm terrible with faces. I sometimes forget what people look like.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So I think it's time now for us to listen to our dialogue a second time.
Okay, this time the dialogue will be a little bit slower.
Right.
So try and listen for some of the words we've just talked about.
Nick, how's it going?
Oh, hey.
What are you doing in this neighborhood? Do you live around here?
Actually, my office is right around the corner.
It was great to meet you last week at the conference. I really enjoyed our conversation about foreign investment.
Yeah, it was really interesting. You know, I'm in a bit of a hurry, but here's my card. We should definitely meet up again and continue our discussion.
Sure. You still have my contact details, right?
You know what? This is really embarrassing, but your name has just slipped my mind. Can you remind me?
Sure. My name is Anna Ferris. Don't worry about it. It happens to me all the time. I'm terrible with names too.
So it's more clear now. You can understand a lot better, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Great. So now it's time for us to take a look at Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
So with Fluency Builder, we take some very simple phrases and show you how you can be more fluent or how you can,
Sound more native.
yeah.
Great. In the beginning of the dialogue, Anna said, Nick, how's it going?
Yeah, this is a great phrase. It sounds really, really natural. You know, sometimes I hear students say, how are you?
Or how are you doing?
Those are 2 great phrases, but this one sounds really, really natural.
It just sounds more casual.
Yeah, let's listen again to that phrase from the dialogue.
How's it going? How's it going?
Great. So next time that you find a friend on the street, you can just say, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. So Marco, have you ever forgotten someone's name?
Yeah, it's happened to me a couple of times. And actually, the most embarrassing situation was that I forgot a family member's name.
No, a
Yeah.
family member's name.
We had like a family reunion and there were a lot of aunts and uncles and cousins that I hadn't seen in a while, and I just forgot one of my uncle's names, and I was...
Uh-oh, that's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah,
So what did you do?
Well, I had to ask one of my other cousins. I'm like, hey, who is that guy? He's like, oh, that's Uncle John. I'm like, oh, man, I totally forgot. Yeah, so it was really embarrassing because I didn't know what to call him, so I just called him Uncle. because I didn't know his name.
Hi, uncle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So when that happens to me, when I'm in a business setting, sometimes what I do is I ask for someone's card.
Yeah, that's the good technique.
Yeah, or sometimes I might ask them to write down their email. Because usually their full name is spelled out in their email address. So that's my trick when I've forgotten someone's name.
That's a good trick, and I guess a lot of our listeners can take your advice on that.
Okay, so I think it's time for us to listen to our dialogue one more time, this time at natural speed.
Nick, how's it going?
Oh, hey.
What are you doing in this neighborhood? Do you live around here?
Actually, my office is right around the corner.
It was great to meet you last week at the conference. I really enjoyed our conversation about foreign investment.
Yeah, it was really interesting. You know, I'm in a bit of a hurry, but here's my card. We should definitely meet up again and continue our discussion.
Sure, you still have my contact details, right?
You know what? This is really embarrassing, but your name has just slipped my mind. Can you remind me?
Sure. My name is Anna Ferris. Don't worry about it. It happens to me all the time. I'm terrible with names, too.
Embarrassing situations when we feel awkward. What is an embarrassing situation? An embarrassing situation is when something happens that makes you feel uncomfortable, nervous, or ashamed in front of other people. These moments can make you feel hot, shy, or even want to disappear. Everyone experiences embarrassing moments, and they are a normal part of life. Sometimes, embarrassing situations happen by accident, like falling in public, or saying the wrong word in a conversation. Other times, they happen because of a mistake, like forgetting someone's name or spilling food on your clothes. Even though these situations can be unpleasant, they are often funny later. Many people laugh about their embarrassing moments when they remember them. Common words and phrases related to embarrassing situations. Here are some words and phrases that can help you talk about embarrassing moments. Blush when your face turns red because you feel shy or embarrassed. Awkward when you feel uncomfortable in a situation. Slip to lose balance and fall. Trip to hit something with your foot and almost fall. Forget to not remember something. Laugh it off to laugh about an embarrassing moment instead of feeling bad. Apologize to say sorry for a mistake. Mix up to confuse two things or people. Stumble over words to say words in the wrong way because you are nervous. Freeze to stop moving or speaking because you are shocked or embarrassed. Types of embarrassing situations. Embarrassing situations can happen in many places. At school, at work, at a party, or even at home. Here are some common types of embarrassing moments. 1. Embarrassing situations in public. Being in a public place means many people can see you. If something embarrassing happens, it can feel even worse. Some common embarrassing moments in public are tripping or falling on the street, you walk too fast, step on something, and suddenly fall in front of everyone. Wearing clothes the wrong way, you realize your shirt is inside out, or you have food stains on your clothes. Forgetting to zip your pants, you walk around and later notice your zipper is open. Spilling coffee or food on yourself, you take a sip of coffee, and suddenly, it's on your shirt. Walking into a glass door, you don't see the door and bump your head into it. 2. Embarrassing situations at work or school. At work or school, embarrassing moments can happen when you are talking, working, or learning. Some examples include calling your teacher mom or dad, you say mom instead of Mrs. Smith and feel very embarrassed. Forgetting someone's name, you meet someone again, but you can't remember their name. Saying the wrong word in a sentence you try to speak, but you mix up your words. Dropping something loud in a quiet room, everyone turns to look at you. Sending a message to the wrong person, you accidentally text your boss instead of your friend. 3. Embarrassing situations in conversations. Sometimes we say or do something that makes the conversation awkward. Some common embarrassing moments in conversations are talking to someone who's not listening, you say something. but the person doesn't hear you, and you feel awkward. Waving at someone who doesn't wave back. You think they are waving at you, but they are waving at someone else. Saying happy birthday. On the wrong day, you think it's their birthday, but it's not. Mispronouncing a word, you say a word incorrectly in front of a group. Speaking too fast and stumbling over words you are excited, but your words come out wrong. How to handle an embarrassing situation. When an embarrassing moment happens, don't worry. Everyone experiences these moments. Here are some ways to deal with embarrassment. Laugh it off. If you laugh at yourself, people will laugh with you, not at you. Stay calm, take a deep breath, and act normal. Most people will forget the situation quickly. Apologize if needed. If your mistake affects someone else, say, "I'm sorry," and move on. Make a joke. A funny comment can make the situation feel lighter. Learn from it if the situation was a mistake. Try to avoid it in the future. Common phrases to use in embarrassing situations. Here are some helpful phrases you can use when you feel embarrassed. Oops, that was embarrassing. A simple way to acknowledge the situation. I can't believe that just happened. Expressing surprise. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Admitting a mistake. Let's just forget that happened. Moving on quickly. Well, that was awkward. A light way to acknowledge an embarrassing moment. Excuse me for that mistake. Saying sorry in a polite way. Why do embarrassing moments happen? Embarrassing situations happen because we are human, and humans make mistakes. Sometimes they happen because we are in a hurry, not paying attention, or just having bad luck. The good news is that these moments are usually small, and most people do not remember them for long. Conclusion: embarrassing situations are a part of life. They can happen anywhere, at school, at work, in public, or even in conversations. The best way to handle them is to stay calm, laugh, and move on. These moments make life interesting and sometimes even create funny stories to tell later.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
How are you?
How's it going?
Close to here.
Around here.
On the next street.
Around the corner.
Moving quickly. Having no time.
In a bit of a hurry.
Information required to contact someone. For example, telephone number, email address.
Contact details.
Been forgotten.
Slip my mind.
Bad at.
Terrible with.
Close to there.
Around there.
To know and remember someone or something you have seen before.
To recognize.
Someone you know, but who is not a close friend.
Acquaintance.
Move quickly. Not have much time.
In a rush.
Forgetting things easily.
Forgetful. Let's try that faster.
Bad at.
Terrible with.
Forgetting things easily.
Forgetful.
To know and remember someone or something you have seen before.
To recognize.
Close to there.
Around there.
Moving quickly. Having no time.
In a bit of a hurry.
Close to here.
Around here.
Move quickly. Not have much time.
In a rush.
How are you?
How's it going?
On the next street.
Around the corner.
Information required to contact someone. For example, telephone number, email address.
Contact details.
Someone you know, but who is not a close friend.
Acquaintance.
Been forgotten.
Slip my mind. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Around here. Excuse me, is there a bakery around here? Around here. Did I leave my keys somewhere around here? Around here. There is a really good restaurant right around here. If you are looking for a bank, there is one right around the corner. You can find a parking space right around the corner. There used to be a supermarket right around the corner, but it went out of business. I'm in a bit of a hurry now, so I will talk to you later. His wife was having a baby, so he was in a bit of a hurry. Can you drive faster? I'm in a bit of a hurry. Contact details. Isabel, do you have the contact details of our internet service provider? Contact details. Here is my card with all my contact details. Contact details. I don't have your contact details. Slip my mind. I'm sorry I forgot to respond to your email. It just slipped my mind. Slip my mind. I forgot I had a dentist appointment this afternoon. It must have slipped my mind. Slip my mind. I'm sorry I forgot your birthday. It completely slipped my mind. Terrible with. I always make mistakes with the budget. I'm terrible with numbers. Terrible with. I am terrible with directions. I always get lost. Terrible with. Every time I turn on the computer, something happens. I'm terrible with technology. Hello, English learners. Welcome back to another podcast here with us at English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today we are going to be looking at a very useful lesson because, well, sometimes you need to call a plumber.
Okay, so first of all, why don't we start with vocabulary preview, because I think we need to know this word plumber.
Vocabulary preview.
All right, so on vocabulary preview today, we're going to look at two words, and the first one is the one that we mentioned, plumber.
A plumber.
So it's a person, a plumber.
Yep. And a plumber is the person who fixes everything in your house that is related to water, right?
Okay, so he fixes the toilet, the sink, the shower.
Yep, that's the plumber.
And now the second word is obviously related to plumber, and it's water pipes.
Water pipes.
Water pipes.
The pipes.
So the plumber fixes or looks at the water pipes as well.
Yep. And those are a tube that carries water in and out of your house.
Okay, so water pipes. You also have different types of pipes, like gas pipes.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so what are we learning in this lesson?
So in this lesson, we're going to be learning how to describe when you have problems with plumbing, when you have problems in your sink or in your toilet, and how you can describe it. And so I think we should take a look at our dialogue for the first time and see what types of problems this woman is having with her plumbing.
Good afternoon. Did you call for a plumber?
Yes, I did. Please come in. I'm so glad you came. This old house is falling apart. Come into the bathroom. See, here. There's water leaking everywhere.
I see. Let me have a look. It seems that your toilet is clogged, and that's why it won't flush. Let me just get my plunger. No, that's not working either. I suspect that there's some sort of foreign object in the pipe that's causing a blockage. That's what's making your toilet overflow.
Oh, that must be because of my 4-year-old daughter. She is always flushing things down the toilet. You know how kids are.
Yeah, I have a little one myself. Anyway, these water pipes are really rusty, so they also should be changed. That could be causing water to not drain completely. That might lead to more problems in the future. I would suggest fixing this faucet that isn't shutting off properly. I could have it all finished by today if it's urgent.
That would be great. Is it expensive?
Let's see. I would say about $800.
What? That's more than I make in a...
All right, well, it sounds like she's having some big problems with her plumbing, but actually, I'm really interested that the plumber makes so much money.
That is a very interesting thing, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later on, but I think we should look at those kind of difficult words that we found in the dialogue now in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
So we have 5 words here, all to do with a plumber and water pipes. Now, the first word, they talked about that there was water leaking everywhere.
So you have water leaking.
Water leaking.
So to leak.
When something leaks, it lets liquid come out when it shouldn't.
Okay, when it shouldn't.
Yep.
So maybe you have a bottle of water and it's closed, but maybe there's a hole in the bottle.
So it leaks.
So it leaks.
Yep. All right, and so there was water everywhere. It was leaking, and maybe the reason was because the toilet is clogged.
Okay, clogged.
The toilet's clogged.
Clogged. Now, what does it mean if the toilet is clogged?
If the toilet is clogged, there is something that stops the water from going down.
Okay, so there's something blocking it.
Yep.
Okay, a clogged toilet. Now, the plumber said that it might be clogged and he tried to fix it with a plunger.
A plunger.
A plunger.
A plunger.
Okay, so it's kind of hard to describe what a plunger is, so why don't we listen to the sound a plunger makes in a toilet?
All right, so the plunger is the tool that you use to unclog a toilet.
Okay, that's what you use, a plunger. So the plunger didn't work and he wasn't able to fix the toilet, and he said that there's something in the pipes causing a blockage.
All right, so our next word, a blockage.
Blockage.
Well, a blockage is something that stops water from flowing.
Okay, so something is blocking it. So you have blockage.
Yep.
Very good. And we have one more word on Language Takeaway, and that word is faucet.
A faucet.
A faucet.
All right, so the faucet is the part of the sink that lets water come out.
Okay, so you have a faucet in your sink.
Yeah, so you put your hands under the faucet so you can wash them.
Okay, that's the faucet.
Yep.
Very good. So now that we've learned about these different tools and these different ways of describing problems with your plumbing, let's listen to this dialogue another time, a little bit slower now, and then we'll come back and take a look at some great phrases.
Good afternoon. Did you call for a plumber?
Yes, I did. Please come in. I'm so glad you came. This old house is falling apart. Come on into the bathroom. See? Here, there's water leaking everywhere.
I see. Let me have a look. It seems that your toilet is clogged, and that's why it won't flush. Let me just get my plunger. No, that's not working either. I suspect that there's some sort of foreign object in the pipes that's causing a blockage. That's what's making your toilet overflow.
Oh, that must be because of my 4-year-old daughter. She is always flushing things down the toilet. You know how kids are.
Yeah, I have a little one myself. Anyway, these water pipes are really rusty, so they should also be changed. That could be causing water to not drain completely. That might lead to more problems in the future. I would also suggest fixing this faucet that isn't shutting off properly. I could have it all finished by today if it's urgent.
That would be great. Is it expensive?
Let's see. I would say about $800.
What? That's more than I make in a day, and I'm a heart surgeon.
Well, we've got 3 phrases that you can use when you need to describe something not working with the pipes. So let's look at them now in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
So the lady called the plumber and he arrived, and well, she described her house as old and that it's falling apart.
It's falling apart.
This old house is falling apart.
So when something is falling apart, it's old and it's breaking slowly.
Exactly. So we can say the house is falling apart, or maybe this old car is falling apart.
You can also use it for people. Oh, I'm getting so old, I'm falling apart.
Very good. So you're getting sick or you're... All right. Very good. Now, for our second word.
Well, the woman said that maybe her daughter was flushing things down the toilet.
Okay, so to flush something down the toilet.
To flush something down the toilet.
So before we explain this, let's listen to a toilet being flushed.
Okay, so that's the sound of flushing. And when you flush something down the toilet, what happens?
So basically you throw something into the toilet and then you flush it. So it goes away.
All right. So flushing something down the toilet. Well, she also talked about the faucet and it wasn't shutting off properly.
Shutting off.
To shut off.
Okay, shut off.
When you shut something off, you turn it off.
Okay, so we can say to shut something off or to shut off something.
Right. So, hey, Marco, can you shut off the computer?
Okay, or I can say, can you shut the faucet off?
Exactly.
Great, so we took a look at these 3 phrases that will help you describe, again, these situations or problems that may happen in your bathroom or with liquids. And, well, let's listen to the dialogue for the last time, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Good afternoon. Did you call for a plumber?
Yes, I did. Please come in. I'm so glad you came. This old house is falling apart. Come into the bathroom. See, here. There's water leaking everywhere.
I see. Let me have a look. It seems that your toilet is clogged, and that's why it won't flush. Let me just get my plunger. No, that's not working either. I suspect that there's some sort of foreign object in the pipe that's causing a blockage. That's what's making your toilet overflow.
Oh, that must be because of my 4-year-old daughter. She is always flushing things down the toilet. You know how kids are.
Yeah, I have a little one myself. Anyway, these water pipes are really rusty, so they also should be changed. That could be causing water to not drain completely. That might lead to more problems in the future. I would suggest fixing this faucet that isn't shutting off properly. I could have it all finished by today if it's urgent.
That would be great. Is it expensive?
Let's see. I would say about $800.
What? That's more than I make in a day, and I'm...
Well, we heard in this dialogue that this plumber is making about $800. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And actually, this in many countries is not far from the truth.
That's right. Like, for example, in Canada, there is a shortage. There's not enough of these people like plumbers who can do this type of work, so they can charge a lot of money.
So this type of work is called he's not really a professional, right?
Right. So he is a tradesperson because he works in a trade.
Okay, so like a plumber, an electrician,
Yeah.
a person that paints your house. those are all trades.
Yep.
And well, it is true because now many people don't want to learn or do these types of trade because, well, it's not considered to be such a great job, right?
Yeah, but the funny thing is now if you're a plumber and you get your first job as a young person, you can make so much more money than a person with a history degree, for example.
Exactly, because there is a shortage of these types of well, you can call them professionals.
Yep.
Right. So, well, what about in your countries? Let us know how these types of trades work. Are there many of them? Are there not many of them? Because, well, of course, in different countries, it's a little bit different, right? In some countries, there are too many tradesmen.
So visit us on our website, englishpod.com, and tell us all about that. And remember, if you have any questions about the lesson, you can ask them there as well.
All right. So we'll see you guys there. And until next time.
Thanks for downloading, and goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Break apart suddenly.
Burst.
A machine that moves liquid from one place to another.
Pump.
The part of the sink that water comes out of.
Tap.
An electric machine with a special purpose.
Appliance.
Water coming into a place where it shouldn't.
Flood.
Slowly forming a block in something.
Clog.
Something that stops another thing from passing through.
Blockage.
To cause a machine to stop operating.
Shut off.
Slowly break.
Falling apart.
Liquid or gas escaping from its container.
Leak.
Plumber.
Plumber.
To cause water to clean a toilet.
Flush.
A tool for unclogging toilets.
Plunger.
Have an idea about the reason for something.
Suspect.
Something that doesn't belong.
Foreign.
To flow over the edge of something.
Overflow.
Covered with a reddish-brown color.
Rusty.
To remove liquid from something by letting it flow.
Drain.
A device that controls the flow that comes out of.
Faucet.
To cause a machine to stop operating.
Shutting off.
Let's try that faster. To cause water to clean a toilet.
Flush.
Break apart suddenly.
Burst.
Something that doesn't belong.
Foreign.
To flow over the edge of something.
Overflow.
Have an idea about the reason for something.
Suspect.
To cause a machine to stop operating.
Shut off.
Slowly break.
Falling apart.
Liquid or gas escaping from its container.
Leak.
Plumber.
Plumber.
Covered with a reddish-brown color.
Rusty.
A device that controls the flow that comes out of.
Faucet.
A tool for unclogging toilets.
Plunger.
An electric machine with a special purpose.
Appliance.
Water coming into a place where it shouldn't.
Flood.
Something that stops another thing from passing through.
Blockage.
Slowly forming a block in something.
Clog.
To cause a machine to stop operating.
Shutting off.
The part of the sink that water comes out of.
Tap.
A machine that moves liquid from one place to another.
Pump.
To remove liquid from something by letting it flow.
Drain.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Clog. Heavy traffic clogged the freeways this morning. Clog. It isn't a good idea to flush toilet paper down the toilet, since it can clog it. Clog. All the water pipes are clogged with mud. We won't have water for a week until the plumber unclogs them. Blockage. We had to call a plumber to clear out the blockage in the drain pipe. Blockage. Your arteries have serious blockage due to your unhealthy diet. We must operate. Blockage. Judy couldn't come to work today due to some intestinal blockage, also known as constipation. Leak. This water bottle is leaking. Bring me a cup, quickly. Leak. You need to seal the toilet with silicone to prevent it from leaking when you flush. Leak. Yesterday, a damaged nuclear reactor leaked radioactivity into the atmosphere. Falling apart. This house was built 100 years ago. I guess that's why it's falling apart. Falling apart. I hate my car. It's falling apart little by little, and I only got it a year ago. Falling apart. I've been getting sick a lot lately. My body is falling apart from old age. Shutting off. Be sure to shut off the gas when you leave for a vacation. Shutting off. I can't shut off this valve. It's stuck. Shutting off. During summer, you should shut the hot water valve off to save energy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we're talking about one of our favorite topics here at English Pod. That would be food.
We love talking about food, and this time we are going to pick up some food at the deli. Oh, what's a deli?
A deli is a special store where a person can buy meats.
Okay.
Meat and cheese. And in this case, we're talking about special meats. It's not just like pork or beef,
right,
which you could also buy at the butcher. It is cured meats, cold meats. So let's take a look at today's vocabulary preview to find out more about this special kind of meat.
Vocabulary preview.
All right, so at the deli, you usually pick up cold cuts.
Cold cuts. So basically the way that I used to remember cold cuts as a child was that cold cuts are what you put on a sandwich.
Uh-huh.
So sliced turkey, sliced chicken,
Ham,
salami.
Okay, like pepperoni would be a cold cut, right?
That's right. So cold cuts are meats that you serve cold normally.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually cured. They're not like raw pork or raw beef. You put them on a sandwich.
So cured meats would be like that they're smoked. They're not cooked.
No, they're not cooked. You're right. They're smoked or they're cured with a kind of chemical or brine. That means that they're preserved. They can last for a long time.
All right. Very good. So that's what we're getting at the deli. Usually at the deli, you can pick up meats, cheeses, and pickles and all that good
All
stuff.
that good stuff.
All right. So why don't we jump into our dialogue and listen to it for the first time.
Honey, we're all out of wine and cheese. Do you mind running to the deli and picking up a few things?
Cannot wait. I'm watching the game right now.
Your friends and family are coming over tonight, and we still need to get a lot of things.
Fine. What do you need?
Okay, pick up some cured meats to go with the wine. Maybe a pound of Polish sausages, ham, liverwurst, salami, and any other cold cuts that are on sale. I think I saw a promotion for pastrami. Also, get some coleslaw and a jar of olives.
Whoa, wait a minute. Isn't that a bit too much? I mean, how much is all this going to cost?
Never mind that. Get some dips as well. Get a jar of spinach and blue cheese dips and also some tzatziki. If they have bean dip, get that as well. Last but not least, get some pickles.
Is that all, Your Majesty?
Very funny. Get a move on. People will be here any minute.
All right, we're back. So now we're going to go into language takeaway, where we're going to take a look at 6 key words.
Language takeaway.
All right, so the first keyword that we have, we actually talked about it already, but just to make sure that you got it, those are cured meats.
Cured meats. Well, to cure something is to preserve it in this case. So be careful because to cure has a couple of different meanings. But when we're talking about food, something that is cured is preserved. For example, pickles are cured in salty water, brine.
Oh, is that what it's called? Brine? Salty
brine.
water.
Yeah.
No wonder I don't like pickles. But pickles are like, if you don't put them in brine, they don't taste all soury and nasty, right?
No, that's because they're cucumbers. So a cucumber becomes a pickle after it's been cured. So we could talk about pork, but when pork is cured, it becomes ham.
Okay.
Okay,
Awesome.
so cured meats are meats that have been preserved through some kind of process like using salt or drying them.
Okay, awesome. And one of these cured meats, I think maybe is a liverwurst.
Okay, well, this is a German lesson now, not just an English lesson. In English, we have a lot of words that come from German, and one of these words is Wurst.
Okay, and
So-
that means sausage, right?
That's right, sausage. So bratwurst, liverwurst. And in this case, liverwurst, I'm sure you can guess what part of the pig that comes from.
Liver.
Very good, Marco. You get a star for the day.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, liverwurst is a kind of sausage that's made up of this part of the animal.
Okay. Actually, I don't know if I've had liverwurst. What does it look like? Is it white? Is it red? Is it
I think it's like
dark?
light, purplish, whitish.
I don't know. I've had bloodwurst. That's good.
Yeah, blood sausage is delicious.
Okay. And, well, apart from picking up meats and cheeses at the deli, you can also pick up coleslaw.
All right, coleslaw is an American classic. I'm sure you could get this other places as well, though. It's basically a cold salad that's made up of cabbage and carrots and maybe onions, but generally the sauce is white. It's like a mayonnaise and vinegar sauce. So it's very stringy, lots of thin, long pieces, and the sauce is white.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is a very American thing. I'm not really sure if I've seen coleslaw in many other places. But I personally don't like it. Again, because of the whole vinegar thing.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
not a
little
big
bitter.
fan of the bitter stuff.
Yeah, I love, we also call it slaw, sometimes with a side of slaw. I love a hot dog with a side of coleslaw.
Oh,
One of
really?
my favorite meals, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. So coleslaw. Moving on, we have an interesting sauce. It's Greek, I believe.
That is correct.
And I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I might mess it up, so I'm going to leave that one to you.
Well, I don't speak Greek, but this is how we say it in America. Tzatziki.
Tzatziki.
Okay, tzatziki is a food that comes from Greece, like you said. You know, in America, we have a lot of different foods. In Europe, too. Wherever. People come from all over the place. And in America, we've adopted a number of foods. One of these foods is tzatziki. It's a white yogurt dip. Okay? So usually in tzatziki, there is some onion, some cucumber, some pepper. But it's a really good, thick, creamy yogurt dip. that you use with bread or chips.
Okay, and that's actually our next word. You mentioned it's a dip. So you're using that as a noun, and that's our next word, dip.
Dip. So basically, a dip is a kind of food that you eat with other foods. Okay?
So it's like a sauce.
Exactly. It's a sauce for finger foods. So basically, a dip is a food you eat with other foods. So you can have chips and dip. That would be potato chips with dip. And sometimes you have tomato dip or cheese dip. In this case, we have tzatziki or blue cheese dip.
Blue cheese dip. Okay. But actually, it's also a verb, right? To dip. So when you take your potato chip and you dip it in the dip, you can say that.
Yes, dip it in the dip.
Okay. So you dip your potato chip in the dip.
Yes.
Very good. So those are all the words that we have for you today on Language Takeaway. Why don't we go back, listen to the dialogue again, and we'll be back in a bit with Fluency Builder.
Honey, we're all out of wine and cheese. Do you mind running to the deli and picking up a few things?
Can't wait. I'm watching the game right now.
Your friends and family are coming over tonight, and we still need to get a lot of things.
Fine. What do you need?
Okay, pick up some cured meats to go with the wine. Maybe a pound of Polish sausages, ham, liverwurst, salami, and any other cold cuts that are on sale. I think I saw a promotion for pastrami. Also, get some coleslaw and a jar of olives.
Whoa, wait a minute. Isn't that a bit too much? I mean, how much is all this going to cost?
Never mind that. Get some dips as well. Get a jar of spinach and blue cheese dips and also some tzatziki. If they have bean dip, get that as well. Last but not least, get some pickles.
Is that all, Your Majesty?
Very funny. Get a move on. People will be here any minute.
All right, we're back. And now let's take a look at 3 key phrases on Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
This first one is a very, very common phrase. We use this a lot in English when we're maybe running late or we need something very quickly. We say, hey, can you run to the store and get this? Or do you mind running to the deli? So the verb here is to run to.
Run to. Run to the deli. Now, does this mean that you're actually going to like walk very fast to the deli? You're going to run?
No, this is not literal. This is not, okay, I'm going to go to the deli and I'm going to get some food. No, this is going quickly.
Okay.
So I could say, Marco, I have no time. Can you run to the store and get me some milk, please?
Okay. So that means just go really quickly in your car, your motorcycle, any way you can.
Or walking. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Good. So that's run to the store, run to the deli. In this case, we saw it in the sentence, do you mind running to the deli? So do you mind going quickly?
So this is going quickly. Do you mind running to the deli? This is a thing that we can do.
Okay. And so she was telling him what to get, and he's like, whoa, this is going to be really expensive. And she answered with this phrase, never mind that.
Never mind that. Okay, this is a phrase that we use when we want to say, don't worry about it.
That doesn't matter.
No problem.
It's not important.
So never mind, you could say by itself, never mind. Forget about it. But never mind that is like saying, this argument is over. It's not a problem.
Okay.
So never mind that. As I was saying, let's go to the store.
Okay, good. So it's not important. It's not relevant. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Very good. And the last phrase that we have for you is a very interesting phrase when the girl said, you know what? Very funny, but get a move on. People will be here any minute. Get a move on.
Get a move on. So as we often say here at English Pod, this is a kind of phrase we have to look at as a chunk, as a unit, as one piece.
Right.
You could say get me this, or I moved my house. But get a move on means hurry up.
Hurry up.
Start leaving now. Go to the store. Be quick about it. So this is a command. Get a move on.
Okay, so take it as a phrase, just like you know the phrase hurry up or go quickly. Remember the phrase get a move on as a way of saying, come on, quickly, go, quickly.
That's right. Or as I always say when I'm with friends and we're, going slowly somewhere, I say, hey, guys, let's get a move on.
Let's get a move on. They're going to close.
Let's get going. Let's go here.
Okay, very good. So get a move on. Let's get a move on. And why don't we go back and listen to the dialogue for one last time.
Honey, we're all out of wine and cheese. Do you mind running to the deli and picking up a few things?
Can it wait? I'm watching the game right now.
Your friends and family are coming over tonight, and we still need to get a lot of things.
Fine. What do you need?
Okay, pick up some cured meats to go with the wine. Maybe a pound of Polish sausages, ham, liverwurst, salami, and any other cold cuts that are on sale. I think I saw a promotion for pastrami. Also, get some coleslaw and a jar of olives.
Whoa, wait a minute. Isn't that a bit too much? I mean, how much is all this going to cost?
Never mind that. Get some dips as well. Get a jar of spinach and blue cheese dips and also some tzatziki. If they have bean dip, get that as well. Last but not least, get some pickles.
Is that all, Your Majesty?
Very funny. Get a move on. People will be here any minute.
All right, we're back. So now, Catherine, I understand you're a big fan of pickles and olives and all that stuff.
I love cured food.
Oh, really?
Pickled. Have you ever had a pickled tomato?
I hate pickled tomatoes.
Pickled tomatoes, pickles, pickled olives, everything. I love it all.
I actually, there are a couple of things that I don't really like. For example, coleslaw, you mentioned that it has cabbage in it. And many people may know this vegetable as this purple lettuce, right? It looks like a lettuce, but it's purple.
That's right.
I hate it. I don't like it. And I actually hate olives and pickles. I can't really eat them.
Sounds like you don't like bitter things, like vinegar.
No, not a big fan. Not a big fan of anything that's bitter.
I love it. It's one of my favorite. I love salty foods and I love bitter foods, and that's all I have to say about it.
I've never really understood how people have like a whole pickle and they take it out of the jar and they just bite into it. It's like, that's nasty.
Well, the adjective to describe a pickle's flavor is sour.
Sour.
It's very sour. And in America, at delis, you can buy full sours or half sours.
Oh, really?
So some pickles are less sour than others. We call it a half sour. My favorite pickles are full sours.
Really?
Make you cry a little bit.
Is this the whole pickle thing? Is this very American? Because you always have pickles in burgers, for example, right? You go to McDonald's, you have pickles in burgers. Is this very American or is this coming from another place?
It comes from Europe.
Oh, really?
A lot of German food involves pickles. Pickled vegetables. The Koreans also. Korean food has a lot of pickled vegetables like kimchi, which is pickled cabbage.
Ah, that's right.
And so in Chinese culture as well, a lot of pickled foods. So I think this is something that's very common all over the world. You can have pickled fish.
Really?
Meats, yeah.
Oh my God.
You can pickle anything, Marco.
I don't know if we pickle things in Latin America. This is why it seems very strange to me. But this is a really interesting topic. Why don't you let us know what your favorite cured meats are? I know there are a lot of different types. And if you like pickles or not, maybe some people out there will support me and say they don't like pickles.
All right. And if you have delis in your home country, let us know. I've always been curious about this. Do you have delis or do you just have a butcher shop? What's the difference?
Awesome. So we'll see everyone there. EnglishPod.com. Until next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Lack. Out of. To choose and buy. Pick up. Something done to make people aware of a product. Promotion. Don't take what you just said into consideration. Never mind. In addition to all the foregoing. Last but not least. A shop selling ready-to-eat food products. Deli.
Let's try that faster.
A shop selling ready-to-eat food products. Deli. Lack. Out of. Something done to make people aware of a product. Promotion. Don't take what you just said into consideration. Never mind. In addition to all the foregoing. Last but not least. To choose and buy. Pick up.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Out of. The pharmacy is all out of aspirin. Out of. We are all out of milk. Out of. The store is all out of beer. Pick up. I'll pick up the kids after school. Pick up. First, I need to go pick up some bread from the bakery. Pick up. Could you pick up the clothes from the dry cleaners as well? Promotion. My favorite clothing is having a promotion today on all their pants. Promotion. The grocery store is having a promotion on all the leftover Valentine's Day candy. Promotion. The car dealership put on a promotion for their newest car last month. Never mind. The apartment has no furniture? Never mind. I will look for another place. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not going if she's not going. Never mind. Never mind. That breaking into abandoned buildings is illegal. It's fun. Last but not least. Last but not least, as our maid, I need you to cook dinner 3 times a week. Last but not least. Last but not least, can you take a look at the brakes as well? Last but not least. Last but not least, we have Jillian, who played the part of Goose.